Jade. Okay, so what we're doing last time was finishing up chapter number or the lesson number 6, right? So the lesson 6 is basically, and I know some of you are probably coming to my Saturday class and here as well. So chapter 6 is basically talking about the gender, the feminine. Okay, so we introduced the whole gender. We talked about the gender, right? And we went through most of these exercise, and I think I remember uh, asking you guys to try to do these in home. So if you have any questions about these things, then you can let me know if you have any particular question about this one or something else. Okay, so we can take maybe 5 minutes or so if you have any questions. So any particular question, anything, were you guys able to do this? It was super simple, right? Just add ta marbuta and make it feminine, right? All of these things were very simple, right? Now, if you don't have a question, we can probably start from رقم 4, which it says صح الجمل الآتية. Yeah, so it's just asking you to correct the following sentences, right? So that means what? That means there's something wrong with this sentence. So let's do number 1. So what do you think is the problem with this number 1? حقيبة من هذا? حقيبة من هذا? This one is a little bit tricky. So what do you think is the problem? حقيبة من هذا? Yes, yes, yes. This هذا is referring to what? You're looking at a bag and you're looking at a bag and you're saying whose bag is this? So you're referring to what? The bag. This hada is referring to the bag. So that means that's why we have a problem with hada. Because if hada, you understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of tricky because you have to kind of picture what is the question and what is the question about. It's not that clear because you're looking at the bag and you're asking whose bag is this? So you're pointing at the bag. So that's why it cannot be hada. It has to be hadihi. Haqibatu man hadihi, right? So this one, it's just going to be hadihi. That's all. Yeah, it was kind of tricky for sure. Yes, yes, yes. Now, okay, so the next one shouldn't be tricky. So let's, what do you think? Or you want to drop the tamarbuta from a noun? I remember I warned you about this thing. You have to understand the difference between noun and adjective. Adjective, yes, if you need to drop, you can drop. If you need to add, you can add. Haqiba is a bag. It's not an adjective. I don't even know if there's a word if you remove the tamarbuta. Haqib, I don't know. Honestly, I've never heard that word. So the tamarbuta is part of the word. So you cannot drop the tamarbuta from the haqiba because it's a noun. Remember, maktaba and maktab? If you drop the tamarbuta, then it becomes a desk, right? Now, so here the only way to correct this one is by changing the demonstrative pronoun هذا to هذه. Okay, Jade. So the next one is al-ghurfatu. At this point, al and tu, there's no way you're saying al-ghurfatun. That's not happening. So al-ghurfatu, and then here you can, of course, you have the tanwin. Al-ghurfatu maftuhun. So what's the problem? Again, it has to something to do with the chapter, which is gender issue. Make open. Yes, so we have to make the mufta open. Yes, 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 exactly. Maftuhatun. Remember the rule. Whenever I have to make my screen better so I can type better. Whenever you add tamarbuta, only thing you have to think about is putting what? Putting fatha to the letter before, and then that's it. Maftu, maftuhatun, right? Maftuhatun. Now, so next one. So just look at this phrase. What do you think? What's going on here? Yes, this will be هذه, exactly, because we have the word is سيارة. Right after that has a مربوطة. Yes, the answer to that question is yes. You got the answer right. I just want to spend a little bit time here because this is also a review from the previous chapter. So you have to be, when you look at a couple of words, because in the, for example here, let's say you're not thinking about translating anything. You're just looking, you're just staring at this sentence. From the bird's eye view, you should have some kind of idea about where things are, which what's going on in the sentence, even if you're not translating yet, right? For example, you look at this one, you understand this is one of the demonstrative pronoun. It has to be definite. Now you look at here, so what do you think? You have in your mind, you should be thinking like this one is indefinite and the next one is definite. So when you go something like that from indefinite to definite, what do you have? What kind of phrase you have? It's going to be إضافة. Yes, إضافة. Okay, right? I don't know, I spent time giving you this chart in this class or the other chart. In the beginning, this really helps you to identify the phrase or the sentence, because in Arabic language, the combination of two words plays a big importance, right? You'll see you have to know the relationship between, in regards to definite and indefinite, with another noun or another word next to it, right? So here we have, it doesn't have alif lam, and the next one has alif lam. Well, only one way it can happen is the idafa. Okay, so once you establish idafa, then you understand, then it's not taking tanween, it's going to be miftahu sayyarati. Okay, miftahu sayyarati. Okay, so right now you can you can think about it like this, because these are the only two we have in this book so far. Definite plus indefinite makes it what? A sentence. Okay, and then indefinite plus definite makes it idafa. So it's just the opposite. You understand? Okay, I mean, obviously this is what we're just talking about, the relationship. It has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But what I'm saying is that when you look at in the beginning, you need to know how you translate this. So this idea will help you a little bit. Okay, so when you have something indefinite, al waladu jalisun. So what's going on now? You have a definite and you have indefinite. Okay, so that's why you're going to translate this as a sentence. Okay, now, okay, so where's the problem here? Okay, now what's the problem here in the number 4? It looks like it's the opposite, right? Here they put هذا and here they put هذه. It should be هذا here. Yes, yes. هذا. And yeah, that's fine. Good. Okay, let's do number 5. So it says أين السيارة, right? Saying هو في الشارع. You know what شارع means? شارع is street. How do you translate هو here? Yes. Okay, so what's the problem? What is the problem? What is it? So it is in the street. What is the problem? Yes, without the question mark. Yes, here. Exactly, because again, it is referring to the noun, which is feminine, mu'annath, right? Ahsanti. Yeah, so again, remember what I mentioned. If you just kind of understand the Arabs' mindset, they are very peculiar and very serious about separating the genders. Right? Once you establish it's masculine, everything has to be, the whole sentence, paragraph, everything has to flow with the masculine. Verbs, everything. And when you establish something is feminine, then that's it. You have to go with the feminine adjective, feminine pronouns, feminine verbs, all of these things. Okay. Now, so it's just asking you to read with the proper, correct pronunciation at the end. So it just care about the end of the words. So how would you read this one? I'll do one of them. For, yes, Li has a lot of different meanings, but yes, one of them is for. So because if you understand this is a li, harf al-jar, then maybe inshallah it will be easy, right? So what do you put here? Hada, we already understand it's one of those words that never change, so you leave it alone, right? So you're not doing anything with hada. Now we have, if you understand li, then you have li and then sneaky meme here, Muhammad. Now what do you do with dal? Muhammad what? Yes, kasrat al-Muhammadi. Yes. Now وذلك, again, ذلك is one of those words that you cannot do anything about them. And then you حامدين, yes. Okay. Now here, other ones are easy. Here, this thing is very interesting because the word is Allahu, right? Right. But what happens? This word, for example, if you have ila, so what's gonna happen? Ilallahu, no, ilallahi, right? Right, because it's a preposition. You have a preposition. After that, you need a kasra. But when you want to add lam to the word lafzul jalala, right? What happens? Look how it looks like. I have to add lam here. So this is lam and this is alif and this is, it looks kind of weird, right? So because hamzatul wasl is something, one of this, it's there. You can, you can remove it. So what they do is they're thinking about putting it together. Okay, so now look, okay, so we solved one problem, but we introduced another problem. It still looks kind of weird because, again, I'm not saying they changed it because of the look or whatnot, but the problem is now we have lam here, lam here, lam here. So what they do, they remove all of the lam. They just use the lam that is already in there, because then you have lillahi. You have to be careful, right? So every time you say Allah, the word Allah without alif, chances are this is your lam here. This is harful jar li here, stuck in here. Okay, so something to keep in mind. So don't think there's somebody, they mistakenly remove the alif. No, they didn't. Lillahil mashriq. You know what mashriq? What maghrib? Mashriq is east and maghrib is west. So for Allah is the east and the west. Now, okay, so keep this thing in your mind. Same thing here. Alhamdu lillahi. Okay. Jade. So we have al-kalimat al-jadida. Al-kalimat al-jadida. The new words. You need any words translation from here? If not, then we can start the next lesson. Just quickly look at. I think all of these things we've seen in the class. What is sari'un? You know what sari'un means? It's fast. Qahwa is coffee, which I'm drinking right now. Not getting a time to sip yet. Thalajishun jiddan. Jiddan, remember jiddan, and where is the aidan? They didn't put the aidan. Also, memorize the aidan. It's also a good word. You can use it. No. Okay. So the next lesson is even easier. Okay. Ad-darsu sabi', seventh lesson. It's about what? Tilka. What is tilka? Tilka is that. Okay, so it says man hadihi. We know what it means. Man hadihi. Hadihi amina tu. Okay, don't say hadihi aminatun. You can say hada muhammadun, but with amina, we talked about the feminine name doesn't take tanween. So hadihi aminatu. Waman tilka, and who is that? Tilka Fatima too. Right? So for all this translation should be super easy, right? Only thing is talking about this and that here. هذه طبيبة وتلك ممرضة. ممرضة is nurse. Okay. And طبيبة is doctor. هذه طبيبة وتلك ممرضة. ها؟ هذه من الهند. We had this word before. هذه من الهند وتلك من اليابان. Right? Do you remember what al-Hind meant? Who remembers? Okay, yes. Now, and al-Yaban. Yaban is what? Japan. Yes, good. هذه طويلة. Okay, yes. You guys told me that you guys never heard the word طويل. Anyway, هذه طويلة. طويلة is tall. Tall, okay? وتلك قصيرة, which is the opposite. Now, if you're memorizing these words, how to say tall in Arabic, are you going to memorize? How are you going to memorize? Tell me how to say tall in Arabic language. Someone, right? How do you say tall? Somebody ask you, how do you say tall in Arabic? What are you going to say? Yes, طويل. Excellent. You're not going to say طويلة. You know, you're saying طويلة for different reason. طويل, yes, exactly. Good. Yeah, so as long as you understand this concept. And the qasir is short. Now, man hada. Okay, now, so, you know, see the context, right? Now he's looking at a man, so he's just saying man hada. Hada hamidun. See, now the dun comes back. Okay. وَمَنْ ذَلِكَ عَلِيٌّ. Right? Now, أَتِلْكَ دَجَاجَةٌ. تِلْكَ is for what? Because dajaja is feminine. أَتِلْكَ دَجَاجَةٌ. What is dajaja? You guys know? Yes, chicken. I'm not a big fan, but subhanallah, kids these days, that's all they want to eat. La. La is saying no. Tilka battatun. What is batta? That I might want to try, but I don't know if I can get it from here. Batta. What is batta? Duck. Yes, duck. It's very hard to get duck meat, I suppose. Yes, batta is duck. No. And remember, then we also learned dik. Dik was the rooster, right? No. Guys, don't I'm reminding you, vocabularies, if you're not paying attention, that's what I'm saying. For the grammars, you will see me repeat a lot, but the vocabularies is something if I spend too much time with that, but you have to build up whatever you can, whatever you can. No. Ma tilka, what is that? Tilka, what is that? Anybody likes this one? Bayda? Yes, tilka baydatun. So good. And then we have looks like a big sentence, but honestly it's not. It says هذه سيارة مدرسي. See, I'm just looking at, as soon as I see this one, there's an alif lam, and then right after that has alif lam, two words together side by side. If you're not paying attention to this kind of phrase and not recognizing it now, as the sentence gets bigger and you're introduced with adjectives and more other things, you will be confused. You need to quickly spot these things before you even translate. You look at, because you're looking at it, it's not, you cannot not avoid the next words. It's right here, so you should be able to think, you know what, I think the next one, even if you're guessing. So that's why we need to know this, because now we can pronounce it properly. I can say هذه سيارة المدرسي. This is the car of the teacher. Although you can say this is teacher's car, right? But for now, we will stick with the of. This is the car of the teacher. وَتِلْكَ سَيَّارَةُ الْمُدِيرِ. Mudir is the principal, right? Now, see this Hamza? It likes to stick around, stick with the other word. Sa'atu, what is sa? Sa is watch. So is this the watch of Abbas? So, it's saying hadihi. Hadihi is referring back to what? Sa, not Abbas. So that's why it's kind of tricky sometimes, right? You see Abbas is a guy, you want to say hada, no, you can't, because the thing that is referring to is not Abbas, his watch, which is feminine. Now, لا هذه ساعة حامد. No, this is the watch of Hamid. تلك ساعة عباس. And that is the watch of Abbas. جيد. ذلك ديك وتلك دجاجة. Okay, so the deek is back. Deek is back. Rooster and the chicken. Okay, here it looks like, the rooster has the masculine, and and the chicken is actually feminine, which has tilka. But sometimes you can see the judge also without the ta marbuta. I'm just warning you here, so I'm not going to explain too much, but I'll just tell you, you'll see the judge like this, dajajun. So what does it mean in this kind of situation when you have the judge without ta marbuta? Something, we're not going to study it right now. This is a little bit weird. It's because when you have dajaj with ta marbuta, it is referring to one single chicken. If we have a dajaj without the ta marbuta, it is referring to plural, okay, many chickens. جيد. So then tamarin. So next exercise, ikra waktub. Again, remember what I said about ikra waktub. Don't just read and write, you have to also translate. Okay, so my whole thing is that make sure you can put all of the harakat back. Hadihi madrasatun. Do you say madrasatu, madrasati? What do you say? You have to know all of these rules. So this is a nice time for you to go back and think about all the rules that you learned. Watilka jami'atun. Jamia is university, madrasa is school. We had these words before, right? So, and then you can translate. جيد. So he said, the next one is أشر إلى الكلمات الآتية باسم إشارة للبعيد. إشارة البعيد is the far demonstrative pronouns, because you have هذا and هذه. We'll talk about those things later today. هذا and هذه for something that is near to you, right? Something that is close to you. ذلك and تلك is for the far. So they're asking to basically, simple as that, use these two demonstrative pronouns to do the following exercise, which is extremely simple. This is, I'm not going to spend too much time. Maybe let's do this row together. What is number one? Come on, extremely simple. Just should be able to write quickly. We have So which one do you use? Tilka or dhalika? Yes. Because it's feminine. Next one is ab, of course. For ab, going to be what? Dhalika. And the next one, dhalika. Yes, both of them dhalika. Good. Okay, so basically, if it's feminine, is feminine, it's going to feminine. Here, milaka, although milaka means a spoon, has nothing to do with masculine or feminine, but the word has ta marbuta and it is feminine, so we have to use tilka. We cannot use dhalika. Okay, we talked about this one. Oh, not all of them are easy. This one is tricky. Ain, what are you going to do with ain? Ain is eyes. Can't forget the rule. When we have body parts in pair, then we use feminine. Okay, this is good. And this one, last time I checked, they used as a feminine. I think this is, I didn't know this one, honestly. I think this is one of the exception case. That you will find a lot of exception, but I didn't know that qidr was one of them. Even souk, I don't know if we will get the word souk. This one I know, souk is what? Market. You want to say this is a market, you cannot say hada souk, because this word, for some reason, the Arab treat as a feminine word. So you have to say hadihi. So the reason why I'm explaining, because it looks like once in a while you will come across some words. So if it comes, don't think, something's weird happening. Just know that there are some words that has exception case. So here you have to say hadihi suqun. Even though there's no ta marbuta, this is not a female person, there are some words. And also I mentioned anar, jahannam. Okay, all of these words are Ard, the earth, is also considered feminine word. جيد. Inshallah, you should be able to do this one, right? Right, yes. Here's some of the new words. We have al-kalimatul jadida. Mumarrida is nurse. Al-hadiqa, what is hadiqa? Is garden. And you have al, so it's going to be al-hadiqa too, it's the garden. Then batta is duck, right? And bayda is egg. I'm not putting the definite, but you know what it means. And then mu'adhin, you know what's mu'adhin? Is the one, you know, the one who, mu'adhin, I don't know, it's just, mu'adhin is mu'adhin, one who calls adhan. It's from adhan, right? There's a verb here. Adhan caller, like it. I'm fine with that, yes. Then have an-naqa, naqa. You heard this word before in the surah, in the Quran, right? When naqa is, remember? Yes, she camel. It's the she camel. Because you have a jamal. Jamalun. Yes, this is the word. This is the, remember which prophet? The, oh, subhanallah. Saleh. Thank you. Jazakallah. Yeah. Prophet Saleh. This was one of his miracle right now. Jayyid, alhamdulillah. So we have, this is the end, and here I want to spend a little bit time because the book is giving you some terms, some Arabic grammar terms, okay? What are the Arabic grammar terms? We have, you have asma'ul ishara. Asma'ul ishara means demonstrative pronoun. Okay, asma'ul ishara is demonstrative. You know what, let me open my notebook so I can explain there much better. Give me 1 second, guys. So we already understand, but you know the book is mentioning some of the terms, so I guess maybe we can use those terms, right? So we have ismul ishara. Ismul ishara, ism is what? It's a singular. It could be, here we are using as a noun. It also can be name, right? So the plural of ism is asma. Asma. So you can say asma'ul ishara. So now we're just saying as a plural noun. That's all. Okay, because we're talking about more than one demonstrative pronoun. So what does it mean? It is demonstrative pronoun, right? So the demonstrative pronoun is divided into two part, right? You can say lil ba'id, ba'id, and lil lil qarib. Okay, so now the reason I think the book is mentioning this thing, and it's interesting because you know these words already. You had these words before. Ba'id, what is ba'id? We use them in the class, in the lesson. Ba'id is what? Ba'id is far. Remember? Hada or hadihi. And for ba'id, we have dhalika and tilka. That's it. But these terms, you know, slowly you have to kind of get used to some of the terms name. I know you're memorizing a lot of words already, but these are the terms, Arabic language, you know, in English you have to learn, you know, parts of speech, you know, adjective, adverbs. These are the terms. You have to memorize them. In Arabic, inshallah, we also have to memorize these terms. So asma'ul ishara, you can say asma'ul ishara, which is a plural, or you can say ismul ishara, which is a singular. So we have two types, okay? Lil ba'id, why we're saying li? Well, you know, this is another question, good question. Why are we saying li? Li here means basically the words is like that. Yeah, yes, but no, there's two ba'id. Let me put it this way. Al-ba'id plus li. That's what's happening. So the li is for, al-ba'id is the far. So what happens when you combine, again, we go into the same situation that I explained to you before. You have something like this. So what happens? Sorry, no. That's not the one. This one is fine. This one looks weird because you want to add lam and then it kind of looks weird. Just think about look perspective. It kind of looks weird. You have a u. So what happens in this kind of situation? They just drop the alif and then they just combine with the word. Okay. So you have lil ba'id. Now what's gonna happen here? Lil ba'idu, because we had alif lam. Yes. Lil ba'idu. Tricky question. No, it's not going to be lil ba'idu because li is harf jar. It's a preposition. So it's going to be lil ba'idi. Yes. Okay, good. And it's not going to be ba'idin because it looks like there's no alif lam. If you just look at it, looks like there's no alif lam. So it should be lil ba'idin. But there is alif lam. The Islam is part of the alif lam. Okay. Anyway, it's just a little bit technical things and it's not that important. Okay. Now, so this much you need to know. This is all about this whole thing is your chapter 1, 2, and 5 and 6 and 7. Okay, so hada, hadihi, dhalika, and tilka. You know all the rules there is. You need to know about these. Ismul ishara. Okay. Any question about these things? Ismul ishara. Right. Okay, you guys ready for review? I'll tell you what are the things I want you guys to know from so far, because we have kind of covered lesson 1 to 7. Looks a lot, right? Lesson 1 to 7. So what are the things that you should know by now? First thing you need to know is, let me see, how am I going to do it? I'll just write some of the big concepts that you need to know, right? You need to know definite, indefinite. You need to know this one. Okay. You need to know demonstrative pronouns. Here, the way the book is doing, when I said definite, indefinite, I basically mean alif lam and the tanween and all of these things, okay? Because demonstrative pronoun is also definite, but the book is not giving you like that. I'm not teaching you in this class like that. So demonstrative pronoun, basically you need to know the whole role about hada, hadihi, all the things that we learned. The 4 demonstrative pronouns we learned. There are more demonstrative pronouns because we have a separate demonstrative pronoun for, plural, something plural that's close to you, something plural that far away from you. Okay, so far we only know 4 of them, and then we need to know what preposition. And so far I believe we know 5 of them. You have fi, you have ala. What else? Maybe I should write it down. Writing on the screen, subhanallah, guys. Hadihi, dhalika. That's it. These are the only 4 we know, right? And prepositions, how many? Do you guys know anything else? We have fi, ala, then what? Did we do ila? Li, yes, we just got the li, and not man. Man would be mean, yes, mean. Man is, it's something else. Mean. What is man? Man is who. Man is who. And mean, just see this tiniest mistake, not mistake, like tiniest change, it changed the whole thing, right? Okay, so preposition, and we also have to know what does the preposition does, right? It makes it, did we use this word genitive or majrur in this class? Basically what, guys? A kasra. For right now, kasra. And if you come to Saturday class, they know they're crying, they cannot do the kasra anymore. Because when you have some words, you want to make it into genitive, you want to say fi, well, there's no kasra, you have to use something else. So far, we can think about kasra right now, for now, okay? Then we covered what? Idafa, which is the big one, idafa. Okay, so idafa rules. So So mudaf, right? And then we have mudaf ilay. Mudaf ilay. And the rules of the mudaf ilay, we will go over them right now. Because here, honestly, you know, definite, indefinite, we spend so much time, you should know them already. You add alif lam and you remove tanween, right? Simple as that. Demonstrative pronoun, we already been covering. Preposition, I told you, is extremely simple. After preposition, you just put a kasra for now, right? Just put a kasra. Idafa has a little bit some things that we might want to review. So what did we say about mudaf? Mudaf is the first part. Remember, the idafa has two words. Without two words, you cannot make an idafa. Okay, favorite example, kitabullahi. You cannot make that, you need two words. Even if sometimes you say, you know, kitabuka, you still have kitab here, and kaf is the pronoun, which is also another word in Arabic language. Anyway, so what is the rule? The rule is the first word. Anybody wants to give me some of the rules for the first one? The first word. What are the rules for the first word? No tanween. Good. This is like golden rule. No tanween. No alif lam. Yes. Okay. No tanween. No alif lam. Good. 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 So what is the rule about the second one? Mudaf ilay. Yes, kasra. Okay, for now, which is inshallah, when we start getting maybe chapter 9 or 10, we'll have to kind of explain some of this thing in a little bit more broader way. Okay, so but I still am okay right now if you're thinking dhamma and kasra, because some of these concepts you have to have firm knowledge by now. So kasra, that's the only thing right now. Okay, and I told you, usually it is definite. Usually it's definite, and this point, this concept that it's usually definite, it will help you with recognizing it. Okay, it will help you with the recognizing idafa. Most of the time you will see the way we see this idafa will be the first one looks like a singular, sorry, indefinite. The second word looks like a definite, either person's name, like we had Haqibatu Abbas, or you will see with alif lam. Okay, so pretty much in terms of grammar, that's all. That's am I missing something here? Looks like these are the only things that we need to know.